Now, retailers around the country are in for a fat 7 billion rand payday weekend. That's according to the Bureau of Market Research, who says consumers will be hunting for specials online and in stores. Let's get you an update this Black Friday. Our business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo joins us now from Soweto to set the scene for us. Ntokozo, most retailers opening their doors by around this time this morning. What kind of day are they preparing themselves for?
Good morning, Michelle. Well, where I am at the Soweto Lifestyle Center in Soweto, they did open up ShopRite, that is, open their stores at 8 o'clock this morning. But unfortunately, we were just hit with load shedding, so that might affect the kind of day that they have in store for them. Consumers slowly coming in, but by the looks of things, most of them going for those essential goods. As you can see, the eggs behind me, the crisis that a lot of South Africans have been facing at discount 49 Rand for 18. It's been a while since we saw that price point. So the consumers that we have been seeing at this ShopRite, really, Michelle, looking at those specials, looking for milk, for the eggs, for the cooking oil and so on. Those are the kind of specials that they are looking at, and not so much the luxury or would like to have. And retailers have really been ramping up for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which usually takes place on the following Monday, and is usually those online specials, have been preparing this for quite some time. And Black Friday being a feature, especially towards holiday season in South Africa for more than a decade now. But it seems that consumers are really feeling the pressure, because the shop is still rather quiet. The aisles, not a lot of consumers here, and I'm sure the load shedding schedule might have something to do with that, Michelle, with maybe consumers just holding off on their shopping until a little bit later on. And of course, those logistical issues that the country has been facing with those 70,000 containers or so stuck at the Durban ports. As we can see, my colleague Senzo showing there that parents do have plenty of toys to choose from if they're looking to get for gifts for their children. But some of the parents that we've been engaging with also saying that they will also be focusing mostly on stationery, so that they are able to prepare for next year. Of course, being crunch, a lot of them waiting for their paycheck, and that paycheck really, while it is the holiday season, it does come with a lot of pressure for consumers. Children are at home, we need more groceries, probably entertaining family over, so needing just to stock up what is in the grocery stores. But we did get a chance to speak to ShopRite and visit their distribution center out in Cape Town, Michelle, and that was last week, and they just give us an indication of how they've been preparing for Black Friday. And before I throw to that, it's just to say that we are going to be doing what most consumers are probably going to be doing this weekend, driving around, trying to find those best specials, comparing prices, and whether it really is worth spending or not. For myself, I've locked away the little savings that I had for the final week of the month, because I'm already seeing things that I could stock up the pantry with. But before I let you go, Michelle, let's take a listen at how ShopRite said they had prepared for Black Friday as well as Cyber Monday going into that Christmas season.
For us, it's really about three key things in terms of making sure we're ready for this. The first one is that as a supply chain, we continue to always be a learning organization. What I mean by that is making sure that post any other festive time frame or post any other Black Friday last year, we always reflect on what worked, what didn't work, and what do we need to do differently next year to make sure that we are better prepared, and always making sure we're going to be doing the best we can to service those customers. So that's the first thing around being a learning organization within supply chain. The second one is making sure that we continue on a continuous basis to build really strong supplier partnerships. We cannot obviously distribute all the products that you see here today onto our vehicles, out into our stores, if we don't throughout the year continue to focus and work on our supplier relationships. We can't do it without their products, and they also can't sell their products without us. So that symbiosis of making sure that supply chain, together with our suppliers, that relationship is fundamental in terms of our success to make sure our customers are getting that stock. So that's the second key priority we always focus on, and that's not an event, that's continuous, year after year. The third one is then internally. how do we make sure that we are collaborative within our different departments within the ShopRite? So making sure that from our commercial buying team that are working with our suppliers, together with the supply chain itself, together then with our store operations, if we're not working in a collaborative way, making sure we're planning as efficiently as possible, then that also makes sure that we ultimately give the best service through to our stores.
All right, Black Friday from the vantage point of one store in Soweto, and Ntokozo Khumalo is our reporter tracking that story. It's a bit eerie, I must say, to see that at 8 o'clock on a Black Friday that the store was relatively empty.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the load shedding isn't helping,
right, for
one. But, I mean, we've been saying this for weeks, if not longer. You know, the crunch in this country is being felt by many people. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if people are learning about Black Friday from you and I this morning. You know, didn't even necessarily plan for it, as has been traditionally the case, at least in the recent past. So perhaps it's just a slow start. We'll see how the rest of the day fares, but certainly a big story there on our radar. And